comment, rate, subscribe. Merch in the description. Check out our Facebook pages. We got marketplaces you can buy and sell stuff on.
This is my Gohan Burn SS3 10-hit combo deck. 1 copy of the leader. 4 Awakened Warrior Bardock. 4 Goku Savagery Awaken. 4 Ghost Attack Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks. 4 Super Saiyan 3 Kaioken Goku. Super Saiyan Blue. 4 Topo Righteous Aid. 4 Bodyguard Logic. 4 Khalifa Skillless. 4 E Supreme Kai. 4 Nappa Super Combo. 4 Testing the Opposition. 4 Violent Rays. 4 Goku Jr. Vegeta Jr. Saiyan Scion. 4 Piccolo Jr. Descendant of the King. And 1 Pan Time Patrol Maiden. So the leader has the Burst 2 effect, where if your opponent has 5 or more life, you deal them 1 damage. So you Burst 2, take a life, right? Add a card from your life to your hand, and if your opponent has 5 or more life, deal them 1 damage. So the most you can do is get them down to 4 just with the leader effect alone. And then when you have 4 or less life, draw 2 cards and awaken. And on the awaken side, you got Sparking 5. You have 5 or more cards in your drop area. When you attack, you draw a card. And we have the active main. Once per turn, Sparking 5. If you have 5 or more cards in your drop right, choose 3 cards from your hand, place them into the drop area, and choose all of your red and green battle cards. They both the chosen cards. And this card gets 10k power for the duration of the turn. So this becomes 25k, and all your red and green battle cards also gain 10k. Unfortunately, something I realized long ago, that this would not power boost the tokens that Gotenks creates, but that's fine. Take what I can get, right? The fact that I got the tokens is better than nothing. So there's that. So a way to reduce your hand size so you can get Gotenks ability when you have 4 or less cards in your hands. Gotenks and your tokens, the 3 tokens you make when you play this, get double strike, and the tokens are 15k. So just by playing this, you have 8 damage on board, plus leader swing. And in this deck with Pan, you have up to 10. So you have up to 10 damage if you have Pan, Gotenks, 4 or less cards in your hands, obviously, and the leader. So 10 damage on turn 5, not bad. But of course, by that time, you don't need to deal 10 damage. But of course, you can pull out a 10-hit combo on turn 1 using Goku Jr. and Vegeta Jr. Scions. They can bring out 2 Khalifas. You can attack with it. So that right there is 3 attacks, plus the leader's active main, which will deal them 1 damage. That's 4 damage right there. The leader swing, that's 5 damage. And you do burst 2 for the leader's ability. This will go to the drop. Once you send it to the drop, I minusing 1 to bring out the 2 Khalifas. So that right there will give you 3, and you just need to combo a card to guarantee you have 4 cards, so you can drop Bardock and attack with that. So that's an extra 2 damage on top of the 5, so that's 7 damage you can do there. If you use Nappa, that right there will be 9 damage because he'll be on board. And if you use Bodyguard Logic and you play them before you start dropping the Nappas and stuff, then that will be 10. So that's 10 potential damage just with Bardock, Bodyguard Logic, Goku Jr., Nappa, and the leader ability. You can do 10 damage on turn 1. Or potentially, obviously your opponent could try to out combo, because none of this damage is crit damage, so they will have cards in their hands to try to out combo. But at least you have the potential to do up to 10 damage on turn 1, which is the 10-hit combo part of the deck. And then we got Goku Savagery Awaken for burn, so we can use that as a win con, because it's if you get your opponent down to 2 damage on turn 1 or turn 2, right, eventually by turn 5, if the duel lasts that long, at least you have this as a way of finishing out the game, because it'll be hard to not finish out the game at that time. We have Violent Rays, we have Topo, we have Pan to help us, Floodgate, Negate, right, to help us get them extra turns so we can, get to turn 5 if need be, so we can drop Savagery Goku and burn our opponent for 1 damage just by critting 2 of our own lives. But we have the going wide strategy, so that's the burn strategy, and then of course we got the combo strategy of the free play strategy of dealing out of that damage. Then we have the going wide strategy, which is this card, play it, get 3 tokens, 15k. The tokens have 15k power, and if you have 4 or less cards, they get double strike. So does this. So that right there is the total of 8 potential damage off of 1 card. This is a classic old school win con for me, and I'm just bringing sexy back, right? It's an oldie but a goodie, so might as well bring it back. So it's nice to have this and Bardock back in a deck again. I used to play them together back in the day. Now they're back. Kaioken Goku, of course, auto, you play it, board wipe, right, 20k or less, power, KO them. Active main, pay 2, leader card is red, discard this card from your hand, choose one of your opponent's battle cards, ignore and bury it, and minus 25k from it. So it helps with any problematic barrier battle card. Topo count, negates. You can obviously read most of the effects. This will make it where if our opponent tries to attack, they have to discard 2 cards every time they attack. So usually they don't want to do that. And we got the Isuprinka, 10k power and double strike. We got Bodyguard Legend, free play 15k blocker. Testing opposition. By taking a card from our life to when we have 5 or less lives, take a card from our life and add it to our hand. We could play this to negate an attack and make a token blocker for the turn, so we could potentially stop 2 attacks. Violent Rays, we normally use this card. We play this to discard a card, and if your opponent attacks with a battle card with 20k power or more, can't attack with 20k power or more. Or you could choose to prevent unisons with 20k power or more from attacking, but typically we use this for battle cards. Scion, we only use it, we play it for 1 energy, so it has 1 marker. We attack with it, we minus the one marker, and bring out 2 1-drop skillless Khalifas and swing with them. Usually this is something you want to do on turn 1, so when you mulligan, you typically want to get the 1 Goku Jr. And of course, always put the Khalifas back in the deck because you're going to bring them out with Goku Jr. And that's how you're going to start off. So you're going to want that. You're going to want some Nappas. You're going to want some Bodyguard Legends in your opening hand, so that way you can go off and do a lot of damage, at least 4 or more damage on turn 1, which is typically what you want to do. And then Piccolo Jr. We use it for the +1 ability because the leader really doesn't draw that much on the front, doesn't really draw on the back. Sometimes it takes a while for us to awaken because we rely on our opponent to attack our leader for us to awaken. And since the leader doesn't draw on the front side, it's going to take a while. And I'm not really a fan of taking damage, so in that regards, we have Piccolo Jr. so that way on turn 2 we can drop him and start drawing and make up for the fact that the leader doesn't draw on the front side. Now I would like them to reboot this leader and give us the ability to draw on the front side. That'd be nice. They could do more with the leader, but definitely I would like that. Another cool thing would be nice is that this ability where you discard 3 cards, not only get 10k but also get double strike. Just saying, that would be nice. Pickers can't be choosers, right? And this, could be used as a board wipe, and then it has the auto. If your opponent activates a counter skill like counter play, counter attack, you can KO one of the battle cards with 15k power or less. And Pan, counter attack. If you have 3 or more energy, play this card. Your opponent can't attack with battle cards for the turn, and you can't use the counter skill of this card, of copies of this card for the game. So once you use that, you can't use it no more. Permanent should cost 2 less for each copy of the card. So if there's 4 battle cards in play,
time is
so it only costs 4.